Just wanted to show the oxygen humidifier. We don't use these a lot pre-hospitally. There was a time where we used to have them on the ambulances, but we forgot to change them out and then things would start to grow in the water. So we don't use them too much now. But this is something that will make the oxygen a little more comfortable for your patient. A lot of times with the nasal cannulas, it'll dry out the nares and the nasopharynx, and it'll get a little uncomfortable and can cause some nosebleeds and things. So for long-term care, a lot of times they will use the humidifiers. Just so you're familiar with them in case you come upon them. This one, square, some of them are cylinders with caps. It's about halfway full with some sort of distilled water or sterile water, something that should be clean so you don't give anything to your patient that they shouldn't have. It has an oxygen port here, which is where you're going to hook up the oxygen tubing, and then this part will screw onto the regulator. These typically are not used on our handheld regulators that we carry on the ambulances or on the stretchers, because it tips and then the water gets in the tubing and causes problems. So most of the time this is going to be an oxygen regulator that's mounted on the wall, and they will just screw on where the Christmas tree normally goes and make sure they're secure, and then slowly turn it up to whatever your oxygen setting would be. You don't want to crank this up too high, because if you put it on too high, you can actually cause too much pressure in there and blow the thing up, which makes just a watery mess. So your oxygen tubing goes on the port, and then you would hook up your oxygen to your patient as you normally would. This is a nasal cannula, so remember, I get the prongs to go up into the nares, then I let them come around the ears, and tighten it up underneath his, whoops. Tighten it up under his chin. If I can get that around that ear, those plastic ears don't work real well. And then that should be a little more comfortable. So that's just an oxygen humidifier that you may run into.